My name is Abi from Edo State, Nigeria. I'm one of the managing partners of FIA.
My name is Ijeoma. I'm from Abia State. I'm the I in FIA. One of the partners in FIA. I mean, Nigeria is home.
Well, the people are wonderful, though.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say Sakara, but you can get away with anything here. So I think we like that. It's home. It's difficult. I mean, things just get thrown at you every day.
And the way people take it in good stride.
Right. Oh, like, comedy.
Nigerians are like the happiest people with all we go through.
Comedy.
Like, yeah. we take it in good stride. Very strong set of people.
Suffering and smiling.
Yes. I would say anything made with rice. Anything made with rice, I'm good. My
favorite dish is bisayu soup. Have you had it? It's delicious. My favorite song right now is Commando by Neo.
I just have to go with Ozumba, Mbadiwe, Ricardo Bank.
My favorite brand is a clothing brand, Zara.
My favorite brand is also a clothing brand, but it's Christopher King. I love his designs. It's exceptional, it's quirky, it's different. So if you see a Christopher King design, you will know that this is not your usual designer. She's, would I say, an accessory designer, knit bags. Abu.
Yes.
Her bags are beautiful. The quality is exceptional, beautiful.
So there's three of us. So there's three partners in FIA. Each of us are managing partners. We're creative directors. How did we come about the name? We sat for a while, we thought, and we said, you know what, we're just going to put our names together. So we tried all kinds of simulations with our names, and we just decided to take the first letter of each of our names and found out that it actually spelled FIA, which kind of translates into like fiery fire design. So that's how FIA was birthed. Yeah. So like we said, we just talked about how the name came about. We've been 7 years going at it. And like Abi said, we bring like a modern twist. So initially we started with like, the African prints, and we've evolved to different prints, planes, different textures of fabrics. I think we've grown as a brand, just even in terms of how we do our commerce, the way we project our brand identity. And of course, there's always room for improvement. So again, we've been 7 years at it. We're good friends. We kind of infuse our collective strengths into the process. We make sure we stick to timelines. We try to be as disciplined as possible. Yeah, I think our market also has evolved over time. Yeah. Our target market. So we target from ages 30 to like 45, 50. We like to say we're like affordable luxury. So again, for people to be interested in what we do, like you rightfully pointed out, we have to bring different concepts as quickly as possible. So just in terms of how we create and how we put them out there to sales, just try to stay as eclectic and original and as quirky, artsy. Yeah. And another thing I'd say is we do have, if I may say so myself, quite a following, because we kind of target that woman who wants to stand out. We kind of think outside the box. Yeah. So you have conventional trousers. We always put in like some kind of element to it. So we're really for that woman who wants to be different. We're all in Bonny Island, Rivers State. At the time we met, Funke is actually my sister-in-law, and then Ijeoma was our mutual friend. So they're sisters-in-law, and they had just started like a mini tailoring outfit. We were all in Bonny, and I had heard about them. And someone had said, they just started, they're pretty good. And I wanted to make a really simple shift dress to go on holiday with. And I went over there, and we sat together and created a shift dress. And we just kind of had like our own individual inputs into it. And it just ended up being really cool. So I went on holiday with the dress. I got a lot of reviews on the dress. and one of our friends in the fashion industry says, but you guys should probably do this. And then I came back and I went up to them and I said, you know what, we should start a clothing brand.
Yeah.
That was it.
Because it was obvious that there was something there. And the thing is, African fashion wasn't really
on the map.
Yes, it wasn't really on Africa, like the modern aspect of the fashion. People were used to like the old stuff, the Iran Buba, the old, but we like brought some modern creative twists to the African fashion,
and that's how we started.
Yeah,
and we've been 7 years. We've been 7 years at it. We've become really close friends.
Yeah.
So each of us has our individual roles. So Abi does production, I do sales, and Funke does the administration. Although over the years our roles have kind of infused based on the different technicalities of what's going on in the world right now. So we kind of all cross carpets into what we individually do. So we all design and then we have our individual roles.
Our family, they were very supportive and encouraged us to go for it. I would say they're proud.
Yeah. And my mom tells all her friends.
Yeah.
She said, and all her friends' children to make sure they buy from us. Yeah. Sisters, they wear our things, they model our things. Yeah, they're proud. When we started, I think based on where we started from, I think the logistics was a major concern, and we were able to get a hang of that.
Yeah, and also finding the right artisans as well, because we needed creative people that would understand us, understand the design, and then be able to bring it out.
Yeah, I'd say
interpret it.
Even till now, this thing.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a struggle.
It's a bit of a struggle, but I think we've been lucky. In terms of just having one or two guys just stay the course.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's the consistency of the talent. It's a problem. But I think we've been okay. We've been lucky. Yeah. So the hardest thing now, I think, would be power.
And I'll say finance as well.
Yeah.
Because the world is evolving, they're trying to catch up, they're trying to move fast. So for you to be able to do this, you need money. So, and I don't know, we've been we've been protective of the brand. We don't want external investors because we don't want someone to come and control our narrative, tell us what to do, and all that. So I'll say, finance.
Yeah, funding.
Yes. So we basically go with the fashion seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter, and then it starts with an inspiration. From the inspiration, we move to our designs where we all have to submit our designs, and then we move to the fabric, board, colors, and everything, and then we now look at everything and make it cohesive. So there's always a bit of twist. There's always a bit of contribution. So Ijeoma could say, okay, this design that Abi sketch, why don't we add this, remove this? So we do that. So that's how we're able to arrive with something with spectacular designs. The way we're able to bring out our designs in timely fashion is we give timelines. So it's like, okay, so we have to drop our designs by Wednesday next week, by Sunday next week. So we usually have timelines, and then we stick to it.
Yeah, we stick to it. We threaten each other.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of us being three, because then it's like two of us submit, and the last person is kind of dropping the ball, and like you don't want to be the one dropping the ball. So we push. So we kind of subliminally push each other. So we have no room to. There's no room to slack.
So how we stand out with using plain fabrics is the design. I keep going back to the design because the design is what we have here. It's what we have in our head. It's our way of speaking. It's our way of communicating with our customers. Yeah, it's a way of expressing ourselves. So when it comes to our plain fabrics, we also look at the color. does the color suit the design? So I think people understand that and they appreciate that, and we are so humbled for having that kind of following and the way people love and buy our pieces. We are really appreciative of that.
Yeah. It's really, like Abi had said in the beginning, it's when we create, we critique each other. So again, from the sketching to the purchasing of the fabrics. So we might do a sketch, and there's a certain fabric that we purchase for that sketch that just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we're doing a lot of critiquing and tweaks and shifting of fabrics from one design to another. So I think with that level of analysis and in-depth, critiquing of each other, I mean, we have no choice but to come up with something that kind of stands out. We also try to infuse prints. Sometimes, like you said, we don't have prints, but I think the eccentricity of our designs kind of make up for that.
So the production team at FIA is the largest in the company. We have about 10 tailors, from production manager to our pattern maker, cutter, and then the machinist. So they're about 10 in number, but we're growing. We still got some more people on the team last week. And then we also have our branding, where we have the partners as well as consultants and a few other people we work with, like our social media manager. And then for admin and accounts as well, is the accounts part is outsourced. So we have like some consultants that deal with our accounts, yes.
Taxes.
Yes.
Alright, so I think like Abi had mentioned, we always have a theme, we have a mood board, we have a concept. So based on that concept, we select from our plethora of partners. So we get stylists, photographers, makeup, and we try to choose people who we're comfortable with, who also stand out in the industry. So when we do that, then we're able to kind of conceptualize and visualize what that particular shoot would look like. So again, based on the mood board, we have an idea of what we're really going for. So we contact those guys, we set up a date, we get like the entire team together, and we always make it a point to have at least two of us at the shoot, so that way we're cross-carpeting ideas with each other and making sure the creative direction is going the way we initially conceptualized. And after that, we do the selection. Three of us always make sure we select the pictures. Everybody has to have an input into the selection. So again, 3 brains is always better than one. So that selection, it takes a little bit longer than it usually would, but we eventually always come down to like the best quality photographs. And then again, we have a really good team, a social media team. We plan how we will do the releases. Is it editorial? Is it commercial? And of course, based on the seasons and what is happening in the industry at the time, we plan the best approach to release those images. So
and let me just add this. So we do not like mediocre. We like to put up our best pieces, put our best foot forward. So when it comes to that, it starts, the designs translate to the fabrics and then the whole picture, because people have this conception like, oh, it's coming from Africa, so it should be substandard. So we try not to like be on that wavelength. So we like hit for the best, not even putting international as our standard. It's the best. So that's why we stand out. So when it comes to the shoot, I think the casting, the models, like we like to show that with brown skin, we could be different shades. So there are times we use like a lighter skinned model, there are times we use a darker skinned model. We just want to appreciate the African skin. So we don't have to put ourselves in a box like, oh, you can't use a light skin model, you can't use a dark skin model. So we are all brown skin and we appreciate that. And then, so the casting, really, we look at the models. Do they fit into this collection? This photographer, can they translate what we are thinking? Can people see through the lens? Can they understand the story we are trying to tell? So it just comes, well, with 3 heads. It's actually, but we all bring our different ideas to the finished look. When it comes to the fitting, we want people to see what it looks on a human body, because we could put it on the dress form and then take pictures for people to see. But we want people to see what it would look like on the human body. And before we used to do just pictures, but we've evolved to videos and pictures. So we want people to see what it looks like 360 degrees, in front, at the back. So the picture might not really show everything, but with the video you can see everything. So we just want people to see what we are trying, the story we are trying to tell. So we look at the fitting. We do fitting before the photo shoot, so we can see if this clothes fits, if we need to tuck in here, open up more. We do that before the day of the shoot, just to avoid any misfit. So so basically we just want people to see our vision. We look at the lighting, we look at the fit, everything comes to play. So we don't focus on one thing, we focus on everything.
Yeah. I think maybe what I'll add to that is during the shoot, we also kind of take a step back and try to look at it from the customer's perspective. So if somebody was looking at this, what would be appealing, you know? So how we project our brand, and you know, yeah, we're eccentric, we're different, but we also want to be sure that the average customer would be like, oh, okay, I can wear this, like this is. So again, we're infusing our eccentricity with the fact that the clothes have to be wearable. So we always kind of take a step back to look at it from that perspective.
We put out autumn, winter, spring, summer. We have our resource collection as well. And then we put out a minimum of 2 capsule collections in a year. So at least we have 5 collections in a year. And
in the middle of you know, our 5 collections, we do fabric variations. So just to create a little bit of spice to existing designs, we could do them in different fabrics. We can tweak very little tweaks to the design just to make it, you know, a different style. So that kind of carries us throughout the year. Well, I think for the variants, in creating the variants, it's more of a mechanical process. So we try to see what the bestsellers are, and based on the bestsellers, we do the tweaks to those ones. So it's not really like a set standard for those. Yeah. We just kind of take it as it comes. We look at what's going on, we look at the amount of demand, we look at the interest in specific pieces, and then we tend to, you know, build around those designs. So for the 5 collections, we try to we do shoots. We do shoots for like at least
once every 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Agenda, but we're pushing. Things are getting better. It's not the same as what it was 7 years ago. That's progressive.
I think Anka helped a lot with exposure. So that international exposure. Yeah, I think what Anka has done has helped us with, in terms of our business, is there's been a clear jump, there's a clear projection in our sales. There's a clear jump in our sales. So like Abi said, we're now exposed to like the European market. So now we're able to, there's Forex opportunities for us.
Yes.
So the exposure clearly is translating to that. And you can imagine what that would do for us who, locally produce here and sell here. So that Forex opportunity is a major thing that Anka has done for us. So I think the service I prefer on Anka is the shipping.
Same.
So for those who are not on the Anka platform, you need to find them. You need to reach out to them. You need to get on the platform.
Yeah, to change your business. Life changer.